Welcome to the Chazz Palminteri Podcast. I'd like to remind you all, go to ChazzPalminteri.net if you want to see the one-man show, A Bronx Tale. I will be doing it all over the United States. I'm everywhere, folks. You got to come and see it. Again, ChazzPalminteri.net. Also, we're approaching 20,000 subscribers. And I am going to give 5 subscribers this classic vintage-style poster of A Bronx Tale about when I did the one-man show. So that should be really nice. But you have to subscribe to get one of these. Also, on ChazzPalminteri.net, the saddest thing in life is wasted talent. My father wrote this on a card when I was 9 years old, put it in my room, and I'm telling you, that's the reason why I'm a success, because I had this in my brain. It makes a great gift for a child, a cousin, a nephew, if you want to inspire somebody. Christmas is coming in a few months, so it's a great gift for them. So, and you know, a lot of great stuff been happening here. Don't forget my restaurants in White Plains and in Manhattan, Chazz Palminteri's Italian restaurant. And what I always say, it's got to be great because my name is on it. That's a great saying, isn't it? I like that. I know, I came up with that. Anyway, old school. We are back with old school. You know, we have so many different segments on my show. We have Neighborhood Logic, where people call up. Don't forget, we do shows where it's all about you. Neighborhood Logic, Chazz Palminteri Show at gmail.com. Send in your questions, because we will answer them, but with Neighborhood Logic. Don't go to a shrink. Come to me. It saves you a lot of money. We got life lessons, but we also got one of the favorites, which is old school. And we could have the king of old school. And I know he loves that word, king, because he loves Elvis Presley. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Sandy Blue Eyes. Sandy, how are you today,
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
I know. Everybody sees you on TikTok. Because some of your TikTok's got 2 million views. Jesus, God almighty.
Sandy, who are you wearing right now?
Ralph Lauren.
Ralph Lauren. Head to toe, Ralph Lauren.
Head to toe.
Head to toe, Ralph
Style.
Lauren. Wow. You're saying that you're a sharp dresser. Were you always a sharp dresser?
Yes.
You're talking, I mean, seriously, growing up, you were a sharp dresser?
Yes. I had 2 people I looked up to, my dad and my uncle, and they were both incredible sharp dressers.
Your dad was a sharp dresser?
Absolutely.
Drop some knowledge on everybody, especially the younger kids. What are the gentleman wardrobe essentials that every man needs to have, every boy going into manhood needs to own?
Definitely a suit.
Fitted suit.
Fitted suit. Definitely, if you don't want to wear a shirt and tie, a sports jacket.
Sports jacket.
With an open collar. Always look respectful. Always look clean cut.
What do you think about the turtleneck with the sport coat look?
Yes, I like that.
You a fan of that?
That's sharp. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that looks nice.
Yeah,
How about the
what about
handkerchief,
shoes?
Sandy?
Always the handkerchief.
Always a pocket square.
Well, this is really called a pocket square.
Have you ever eaten fast food?
Maybe about 40 years ago.
40 years ago.
I do not touch fast food at all.
Would you rather eat fast food in a suit or slumming it, looking like a total, a broken down chandelier, but you're eating your normal chicken dinner?
I'll go with the chicken dinner.
Chicken dinner.
Yeah.
All right.
Chicken dinner.
Yeah.
Now, is it true you've been eating chicken every night for the past how many years?
About 25 years now.
25 years.
That's
And you get chicken at the same place all the time.
Same place, Zorn's in Bethpage, Long Island.
Zorn's.
On Hempstead Turnpike.
Zorn's, you hear that? You better throw some ads over here. And why is it, as soon as you walk in, they know what you want?
As soon as I pull into the parking lot, they know my car.
They see your car, they start cutting up the chicken.
They cut up 3 chickens with 6 large sides.
And how long does that last you, Sandy Blue Eyes?
Well, I have like 3 pieces a night.
Right.
So, maybe 4 days, 5 days.
Sandy, are your pajamas as sharp as
I don't wear
your
pajamas.
Suit? You don't? They're okay.
boy.
Well, we don't want to get into it, but
No, I don't want to.
do you sleep naked?
Absolutely.
Do you really do?
Yes, I do.
Your
You don't
whole
sleep
life?
with underwear on?
No.
A t-shirt?
No.
Man, that's a little too much information for me.
Now, I heard you had a very long date and something inappropriate happened. The waitress.
Oh, yes. I had a date with a 14-hour date with a special young lady.
14 hours.
Well,
Who the fuck could be with anybody for 14 hours?
We started out at 9 o'clock in the morning. I took the young lady to a special place that we used to go to because I used to see her in the past.
Oh, old girlfriend. I see.
And it was her special place for breakfast. Unfortunately, but fortunately, it was closed out of respect for 9/11. So we headed out east towards Montauk, and I hit a diner and in Coram, Long Island, and the hostess sat us in a booth, and the waitress came over, and the waitress said, "Can I get you two any coffee?"
Right.
And I said the young lady would like regular, because she told me already, and I would like a decaf. So she went to get the coffees, the waitress, and she came back and she says, "Do you need a couple of minutes?" And we said no. So I says, "Ladies first." And the young lady ordered a pancake. And instead of her just saying, "And for you, sir, what can I get you?" she said to me, "And what can I get for you, Blue Eyes?" So I ordered my egg white omelet. And when she walked away, the young lady said to me that I was with, "She must have saw you on one of those TikToks or Instagram or something that Chazz or maybe the Vinny Dice show that I'm on Tuesday nights."
Right.
And I just left it alone because the way she said it, she didn't see me on any of those. She was just flirting with me because of the color of my eyes.
I thought that was a little
Yes.
much if you're with a girl.
Yeah, I think so
I thought
also.
that was a little much.
That's never happened to you, Chazz?
No, I don't. Nobody says brown eyes. You know, I got
No
brown
one's
eyes.
flirted with you while you were with somebody else, like in front of them.
But yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, when you're famous, that happens all the time.
All the time.
That does happen.
So that's a deal breaker. Would you go out with a woman who flirted with you in front of another woman?
No.
No. I mean, if it's my wife, of course not.
Well, yeah, obviously for you.
Yeah, I mean, before I was married, it didn't bother me.
No, but for Sandy, would you go see that other woman ever?
No, absolutely not. No. I thought it was a nice compliment, but
Inappropriate.
I thought it was inappropriate in front
Right.
of her. You know, she doesn't know if that's my steady girl, my wife. You know, it's just not the right thing to say, not the right thing to do.
Wow.
So, you know, I sort of apologized to the young lady I was with for the waitress because I knew she felt a little uncomfortable. You know.
Now, Sandy, I know you're known. They always go Sandy Blue Eyes. Did you find people always commented on your eyes even when you were younger?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. My father,
Had blue eyes?
yes, he had blue eyes. And my mom and dad were like ballroom dancers. So they used to win trophies for the Peabody dance all the time.
Right.
And all the women wanted to dance with my father.
Because of his eyes.
Because of his eyes and because of the way he danced also.
Right.
But mainly because of the color of his eyes.
Now, did your mother have blue eyes?
No, she had brown eyes.
She had brown eyes.
Yeah. But
Wow.
my mother used to come home mad. I used to say, "What's the matter?" She used to say, "Why don't they worry about their own husbands? Why do they worry about my husband?"
Well, you know something? I have to say that your eyes, they're blue, but they're like such a blue that they're like, there's kind of a greenish, bluish, they look like headlights. And I feel like I'm coming on to the fucking guy over here. I tell you, a few drinks, you might have a shot with me. Holy shit.
He's a
What happened
handsome
to-
guy. He's a handsome
He's
guy.
a handsome guy, but that's what his eyes do to you. You look at him, they look like headlights, you know. And I go, but Sandy, I could see why you're old school.
Yes, totally old school.
Old school. Look at the pinky ring, the watch. Now tell me about the significance of that.
This horseshoe ring.
Show it up there to the people. Go ahead.
I had this horseshoe ring made in 1980.
1980. All right.
Yes, because Elvis Presley had this ring.
That's not his ring.
No, but Elvis Presley had one maybe 3 times the size of this one, but it was the horseshoe ring. And then many years later, which was not too long ago,
Right.
I have a friend in the Bronx. His name is Gene DiNapoli. He does the Elvis shows.
Right.
Very good friend of mine. And he invited me to one of his shows, but he had a surprise for me. He had Elvis Presley's original drummer, DJ Fontana. Unfortunately, may
brought-
rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was at Gene's show.
Oh, wow.
And Gene asked me to walk him out on stage because he was a little elderly now, but he was going to play the drums
Yeah,
for
wow.
Gene. And when we were backstage, Mr. Fontana, he admired my ring and he asked me to take it off. And he said to me, try this one on. And he had the same ring, but like twice the size as mine. And I put it on, and he says, now you could say that you wore the horseshoe ring that Elvis Presley gave me.
Wow.
Yes, he gave everybody in his entourage
That's great.
the horseshoe rings.
We grew up tough. And you know what?
That's right.
We grew up that way and old school, Sandy. Am I right or wrong? You know, when somebody calls us names, we don't go, oh, my God, I'm triggered. We like, you know, I don't want to say, I need a safe zone. Come on, guys.
How about
You
this?
know-
If you guys did something wrong in the neighborhood and another adult smacked you and you went home and you told your parents, so-and-so smacked me, what would they say? Would they go, well, what'd you do?
Well, I don't know. My father wasn't like anybody hitting me. But if it was the teacher or a cop, he said you probably deserve it.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have done it. That's what he would have said.
Did your teachers hit you in school?
Yeah.
Mine? Oh,
Oh,
no.
both of you. Both of you.
Yeah. I went to Mount Carmel. Are you kidding me? You want to talk about old school?
I went to a school called Nativity in Brooklyn.
And
It
they
was
slapped
called.
us, right?
Wait,
What
hang
the-
on. What was your school called?
Nativity.
It was called Nativity.
From 1st to 8th grade.
Wow.
My father knew the principal, so I started school at 4 years. I started first grade at 4 years old. They slipped me right in.
So you were young.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait, that's like really young. That's like kindergarten.
Yeah, well, we didn't have kindergarten. We didn't have
We
kindergarten.
didn't have kindergarten. We had first
That's
grade.
right, yeah.
Back then, we didn't have kindergarten. We had you jumped right into the swimming pool with the sharks.
So what was the worst beating you guys ever got in school?
At school?
Yeah.
Well,
like the nuns or the yeah.
The nuns. Well, the nuns had rosary beads like the size of golf balls. Forget about it.
Right.
Really?
But they had the pointers and they had the yardsticks.
Wow.
So if you did something wrong, you had to put your hand on the desk and they beat your hand with the pointer or the yardstick.
Wow. Brother Hartley, he gave me, he pushed me up against the window once and took the blinds, the rope, and wrapped it around my neck. And he was choking me, and he said, I'll choke the shit out of you, little greasy wop. I mean, he'd be arrested today.
Today, forget about
They
it.
would have taken him out in handcuffs.
Yeah.
You know, seriously, if you walked into my 8th grade class, it looked like a gym room. You know, guys would be doing push-ups on their thumbs, another guy would be leaning against the wall.
Right.
It was.
Now, would you guys ever
pretty-
band together and jump them?
No. Oh, God, no.
All these kids wanted to be made men. They wouldn't jump that guy?
We're in the 8th grade. Come on, 7th, 8th grade.
Right.
No. We were kids, right? From 4 to the 8th.
Right.
You know, you're 12 years old.
Did any kids ever just snap?
A couple of kids
Yeah,
snapped.
Yeah.
sure.
I had one kid snap. He threw punches at him. He got expelled. You know, he got expelled back then. They didn't mess around. You know, but I'm just saying, like when Sandy and I grew up, Sandy's old school, I'm old school. We grew up with guys breaking balls with each other.
Right.
If you had any kind of deformity, that was your name. If you had big ears, they called you Dumbo. Yo,
Right.
Ralphie Dumbo. You were Dumbo.
I had those things on my ear. They called me water balloon ears.
Who was that girl Marie?
Oh, Marie Stand in the Hole. We called her Marie Stand in the Hole because she was like 4'8", so she always looked like she was standing in a hole. So we called her Marie Stand in the Hole. There was Billy Mile Away. Billy Mile Away. They called him Mile Away because we all got in a lineup once. Not in a lineup. Somebody was going to witness something, and he lined us up against the building. And this guy Billy's over there, and they go, "You over here too?" He goes, "Oh, why? What? I was a mile away. I was a mile away." They said, "I don't want to hear it. Get over." He goes, "I was a mile away."
Oh, my God.
But I was a mile, and we called him Billy Mile Away. That was his name from then on in.
That was his
So
nickname, sure.
if you had a big nose, they called you, Petey Nose.
Right.
If you had a son with a big nose, they call you, Petey Little Nose.
What about Frankie Pants?
Frankie Pants, Frankie Pants, if he's listening, Frankie is a great guy. He lives in Florida right now. And we called him Frankie Pants. Eddie Mush gave him that name. And he said, "I will not turn around if anybody calls me Frankie Pants." Well, that's it. Once you say something like that,
yeah.
that's it. You're done. Frankie. But we went, it was different. It was old school, man. Now today, I think Sandy, they have baseball today, like Little League, right? No balls and strikes. No winners and losers.
Come on, what is this?
No balls
on.
and strikes, no winners and losers. Am I right, John? That's right. And so you grow up like a pansy. You know,
Yeah.
there's this thing this guy wrote. I gotta read it to you guys. I didn't write this. Somebody wrote this. I don't know who it was, but the way he said, I gotta say it. Tough times create strong men. Strong men create easy times. Easy times create weak men. Weak men create tough times. And they talk about that. Many will not understand this, he says, but you have to raise warriors because that's what life's about. I mean, I don't know whoever wrote this, but he's
Very
right.
true. Very true.
It's
Yeah,
right.
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's right. I mean, it's so true. You know, weak men create tough times. You gotta be tough out there. If somebody calls you a name, you can't get, oh my God, I'm triggered.
Can you tell this story when Gabriella threw that party and all those kids crashed it? Speaking of,
Well, that's when Sandy was with me. Me, Sandy, and Bobby. We got here, and these kids were crashing my daughter's freshman high school party. And they were seniors. You know, so when we drove, they had kegs of beer. They were seniors. My daughter was a freshman. Okay, and when we got here, there was a father out there trying to talk to one of them, and he said, "Excuse me, what you did was wrong." And the kid was like really mouthing off to the guy because the guy was going, "I think that's a timeout. That's a timeout."
Timeout.
He said, "Remember, Sandy, that's a timeout." And so when I got there, I said, "Excuse me, sir, this is my house. What's going on?" And I said, "What did you do?" And I said to the guy, right? And the kid looks at me and goes, "Take it easy, dude." Remember that, Sandy? Yeah. And then Sandy and Bobby, we immediately went over to the kid, and I said to him, I said, "Listen to me carefully. I'm going to kick you up the ass so many times, my foot, they're going to have to take it out of your ass with a surgeon." And he wasn't used to anybody talking to him like that. You know, we're from a different time, you know. And Sandy grabbed one of them and said, you, see this house? Remember it. Never, ever come back here again.
That's right.
If you do, nobody will ever find you. So, be as it may, those kids never came back to my house anymore.
Time out. What time out?
Time out. The father's going, time out. I said, "Sir, all due respect, let me handle this. It's my home. You know, time out."
Time out.
We had to straighten these kids out. And you know what? They never came back to my house again.
Right.
Then, and my daughter told me, she goes, "Dad, I don't know what you said to those guys, but everybody's afraid of me now. They won't talk to me." I said, "Well."
yeah, she said that all the kids when she went to school the next day, all the seniors were like, "Your dad is crazy."
Yeah, well, yeah, he is. You don't mess with my kids. You don't mess with my daughter.
That's right.
You don't crash a freshman party, bring kegs of beer with alcohol. That's out.
That's what a lot of everybody is used to now.
That's right.
Excuse me, young man. That is not appropriate behavior.
That's not yet. Well, we don't talk like that. Sandy, when you were young, you always had respect for police, right?
Oh, all the time. You couldn't even, when I used to walk with my father, if he thought you were staring at the police officer, he would say, don't stare at the police officer. Because in my family, that was like a disrespect. If you were like looking the police officer up and down, let alone disrespect him in any type of way.
Wow. Now, you were a motorcycle cop.
For 20 years, I was a motorcycle cop in the Bronx.
Now, and I know the reason why you became one was for this very profound, it's a very profound reason, folks. It had a lot to do with life. It had a lot to do with passion of his motorcycles. Tell us why you became a motorcycle cop. Go ahead.
The reason, what made me want to be a motorcycle cop was, back in the 70s, I watched Chips.
Chips! He saw Chips!
So I said, if Eric Estrada can do that and get those girls, so can I.
Very profound.
But you always told me that there was one level above motorcycle cops.
Yeah, the mounted cops.
Mounted cops.
We always attracted all the women because of the motorcycles. But then when the mounted cops came, the police officers on the horses, when they came into view, that's it. We lost all the girls. They would just flock to the mounted cops.
Because they wanted to pit the horses.
Yeah, you know.
Wow.
Did you ever try to transfer?
No. I always wanted to be a motorcycle cop.
Now, when you were a cop, again, we know, what's going on today. But back in the 80s, when you were a cop, I mean, you chased people if they sped, right?
Yeah, you were allowed to chase back in those days.
No more.
And you had a great mustache.
And you had to have a mustache.
You had a great mustache.
No, in this day and age, I'm still affiliated with the police department like you are.
Yes.
And no, you can't. There's no chasing
And
anymore.
I think it is better, but not to chase.
Well, now there's less people getting hurt.
Yes.
Back in those days, you chase somebody, you chase them for a couple of miles, you put it over the radio if you continuously chase them to shut down the toll plazas. And then we catch them nice, there was no problem. There's no more toll plazas now.
That's right.
So you'll be chasing them until the next day. But
That's right.
people are getting hurt.
People getting hurt. Wow. I mean, the cops have it tough today, but that's a whole that's a whole nother episode. Life is tough today, but life has always been tough. That's what I say. But that's why we talk about old school. I think it prepares you for life better, don't
Absolutely.
you
Absolutely. Growing up in Brooklyn.
Yeah. You grew up in Red Hook, Benson?
No, Bedford-Stuyvesant.
Bedford-Stuyvesant. Oof.
So, it was a pretty rough neighborhood, but at least it made me street smart. And then when I became a police officer, I had that in me already.
Right.
So, there's a lot of fellas that come from Long Island. And it's a little rough for them because they're not street smart. So they have to catch up now.
Right. So when they became cops, they were a little taken by
Yes,
everything.
yes, very well.
Now, what did the streets teach you? What do you mean by that?
Well, they taught you how to be tough. They taught you what to take, what not to take, how to speak to people,
How did you could identify a bad situation before it even happened?
Oh, yeah, no, you have to. You have to.
When I was a kid, I would walk with my dad. I remember in the city. I remember I was like 10, and we were just walking, and he goes, "Don't look behind you. Someone's following us."
Right.
And I said, "How do you know that?" He goes, "Just shh." And we just did a little maneuver, and he's like, "These are the types of things you learn."
You learn.
Well, even when I'm with your dad, we walk into a place or a restaurant, I check the situation out first. I see where the exits are. I see who's sitting in the, like if we go to a restaurant, how many, who's sitting at what tables. You have to have observation for all of this, just in case something goes down.
Are you the same way? Anytime we go into a restaurant, my dad he has to face the door.
Yes.
Are you like that too?
Yes, but when I'm with him, he faces the door.
Yeah. He has to face the door.
I can't eat with my back to the door. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Can't do it. Can't have it.
Can't have it.
Interesting.
Yeah, I can't.
I also hear you're a very tough, masculine man, but I also hear you have an angelic voice.
Yes, I do. I sing.
That's right. You sang. Sandy sang.
I sang last night.
You sang. Wait a minute. People want to see you, other than obviously my show. They can see you with Vinny Dice and Tony Sozich, right? Every Tuesday night.
Every Tuesday night on the Old School Cooking Show.
On Facebook?
On Facebook, Vinny Dice Ruggiero and Tony Sozich. And I'm the special guest, and I sing a song at the end of the show every Tuesday night.
You sing a song at the end of the show every
Tuesday night.
You know what? You're singing a song here right now. Where's Dante? Dante! My son Dante. Dante, get your guitar, play a little something. What do you want to do? Okay, I'm going to turn the mic around. Okay. You got a song that you want to do? What song?
I'm going to sing...
What do you want to do, Sandy?
I'll make my friend Bobby Rydell proud. I'll sing Forget Him.
Forget Him.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Forget him if he doesn't love you. Forget him if he doesn't care. Don't let him tell you that he wants you, 'cause he can't give you love which isn't there.
Sandy Blue Eyes. All right.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Sandy Blue Eyes. What could I say? You've been back. Sandy, this is your third time on the show.
Thank you for having me.
I mean, people just can't get enough of you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody out there.
And that's what I
it's
know.
very nice of you.
That's what I heard your ladies say, too. They just can't get enough of you.
If you're like me and want Sandy to bring back the mustache, please email us at chazzpalminterishow@gmail.com.
What, you want Sandy to bring back the mustache?
I am very pro
Eric
mustache.
Estrada didn't have a mustache. I can't
That's right.
bring the
Eric
mustache
Estrada
back.
didn't have one. I tell you, if you want to ask some questions, get on Neighborhood Logic, where the show is all you. You can get on, but Chazz Palminteri Show at gmail.com.
And ask some questions. Send them in for Sandy, too.
Sandy Blue Eyes, if you have any questions for Sandy Blue Eyes, please, Chazz Palminteri Show at gmail.com. When Sandy's back on again, we'll ask him the questions. Also, if you want to get one of my posters, the vintage style posters, subscribe to the channel. We're approaching 20,000 subscribers.
Wow.
And then when I hit 20,000, 5 subscribers are going to get posters. And the card, let's not forget that. The saddest thing in life is wasted talent. ChazzPalminteri.net. That is my website. Everything is on there. My restaurants, my merchandise, my dates for my one-man show. Anything you want.
I'll be selling this.
And if for those of you who come to the show, Sandy Blue Eyes has been working for me for years. Him and Bobby Lamb Chops, they both work for me, and they will be selling the merchandise. If you want to meet Mr. Sandy Blue Eyes
Come on down.
in person, and you can see what I mean about these eyes. What's the matter with me? I sound like I want his phone number. All right, so God bless you all. You have a wonderful night, wonderful day. And don't forget, a new episode every Monday at 11 o'clock. Check out Chazz Palminteri Podcast. Thank you.